I think Richard Smalley summed it up most succinctly. Energy is the single most critical challenge facing humanity. And how we respond to that challenge, both in terms of our children's welfare and the welfare of our environment, will probably define the next generation. It's clear that there's a lot of oil in the world, and it's also clear that our consumption of those fossil fuels are ever increasing. It's also clear that the domestic production of oil is on the decline. And so, as we look to the future, we have to realize that we'll be competing in a global environment in which we will not be, perhaps in that global environment, we may not be the dominant consumer. And the single greatest impact on our energy plan will be the rest of the world competing with us for those dwindling oil and fossil fuel reserves. The U.S. production of oil peaked about 30 years ago, and at that time we had an energy crisis. It wasn't because the oil went away, it was because demand exceeded output. And in the same vein, we can anticipate in the next, say, 10 or 20 years, there could be a global oil crisis, not because the oil has gone away, but because demand is outstripping the rate at which it can be produced. And so, as we look to that challenge, we also have to look to the challenge of climate change and limiting carbon dioxide emissions. This is certainly an emerging issue in this country, and one which is definitely on the thoughts of leaders around the world. So, in looking to a future energy portfolio, what do we want? We want something that's renewable. We want something that can meet both mobile and stationary demands, and something that's clean. And that's probably why we're here. Hydrogen energy can be made from renewable resources. It can be used for transportation, and when it's used, it's clean.